Hey, it's March the 10th, I believe. 2019 is a Sunday morning. I want to talk to y'all about a personal experience that I had with a product called Turbo Force. I want to tell you about the dark side of it, and there's a dark side to it. But before I do, I just want to explain. It's kind of dark out right now. It's the morning time, Sunday morning, and it just so happened to be that daylight savings deal, right? Where they changed the clocks, and so the sunshine ain't out yet. Typically, it is, right? But they changed the clocks. It's gonna be out pretty soon, and plan to do a little run. All right, we're gonna take this flag with us, this American flag that people seem to like. I'm gonna take that with us, but I do have to explain. It's probably a better idea to do it when the sun is shining. Right? I don't know if that's an American thing, but people like to see the flag. Right? They need the sun shining on it in order for it to just be so majestic. So we're gonna wait a little while. And while we're waiting, like I said, I want to share a personal experience with y'all about Turbo Force. A lot of people might be curious because it's a new product. Most people have not tried it, or they're not aware of it, but they are aware of energy drinks. I want to talk to you about those other energy drinks real briefly. I'm not very experienced in energy drinks. All right. I remember when Red Bull actually first came out, like, I don't know about y'all, but Red Bull was like the first energy drink like on the market that I remember. And I tried it one time. I was a little kid, by the way. And I tried it one time. It didn't make any sense because I was a little kid. I was bursting at the seams with energy, with energy already. So I drank a Red Bull. It tasted terrible. It was so disgusting to me. I drank it just to see what would happen, and I was just like, oh man, it's not even hardly worth it. It just tastes gross. All right, so it's been many years past. So many years later, I've tried this and that energy drink just to do it, maybe because I was bored. All right, but the thing is, I do have to explain, and it might not be apparent to y'all, but I'm actually very high energy. I'm extremely high energy, and like I said, it might be surprising. Some of y'all might say, "Well, oh, he's so calm. He's like a hippie. He's like one of these hippies." And I've gotten that my whole life, basically. Oh, you're like so calm and cool and collected. You're like a hippie and stuff. And I don't really appreciate that. I don't put myself in that box. All right, but the thing is, I think honestly, it's kind of a balance because I try to balance it out even subconsciously, we don't get too much into it, but I think I balance it out. Inside me, it's very high intensity, basically. I got that high blood pressure, you know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all might be saying go to a doctor or something like that. Hell no, I feel fantastic, right? Doctors should come to me as far as I'm concerned. But whatever, I got the high blood pressure. It's always been this way, right? I mean, there's a lot of different examples I could point out, but like any, say, female who's been close to me knows that basically I'm like a heat generator, dude. It's amazing. Even if I'm very cold, and I get cold very easily. I feel cold when it's like 60 some odd degrees out and it gets breezy. Oh man, I'm like, ugh. But the thing is, my body itself is very hot. I don't know why. Maybe it's the blood pressure. It's just, I don't know. I'm high energy. All right. So energy drinks have not been very appealing to me. It doesn't really hardly make sense. Sometimes I do it when I'm bored, and I've tried, and I swear, y'all, you might call me picky, right? But I don't like the flavor of any of these dang energy drinks. Maybe I like those coffee drinks that they make with the energy, maybe those Starbucks things, and I don't know. I don't like spending all that money anyways, so I just don't drink them. Right. So when InfoWars came out with this here Turbo Force and Alex Jones was talking all sort of mess about it, just kind of piqued my interest. It's like, dude, I don't really look into energy drinks because I don't need them necessarily. All right. And I would like to point out that I don't need supplements. And a lot of people like to point that out. They say you don't need supplements to live. And it's like, dude, I know that, but I'm interested in them and I want to find out what they do and stuff. I mean, to every extent, I like supplements. I like what you call performance enhancing things, supplements and nutrients. All right. And it's a whole different other video, but as far as these athletes out here, I don't care what they're doing. I don't watch sports. But the thing is, if they did all sort of performance enhancing drugs and stuff like that, I wouldn't care at all. In fact, I would probably tune in because that'd be fun to watch. All right. It's like, oh yeah, it destroys their health. Yeah, but they should know that. They're taking all sort of crazy, weird stuff. They don't even know what they're putting in their bodies. And so they should know it's going to turn out terribly for them. But at the same time, I'm the type of person who I get curious about these here supplements. There's definitely supplements out there that help me with some serious things that I need help with sometimes, and they work. Different various supplements. All right. And yes, I could live without them, but probably wouldn't be so good. Anyways, like I said, it piqued my interest about this Turbo Force that Alex Jones was he's all hyping up and stuff like that. And I went ahead and I bought some on accident. I went ahead and I bought 5 boxes. All right. Sometimes I do things like that on accident. I bought 5 boxes and I forget how many is in it. Each box is like 14 or something like that. I bought a lot of these packets. Right. And I've been, partaking in them for the past couple of weeks and stuff. Like I said, I'm very high energy already, just naturally. And so I don't exactly drink Turbo Force every single day. Right. Here's the thing. What I typically do, all right, if I'm going to do a workout, this is what I've been doing. If I'm going to do a workout like I'm about to do, I might take one of these packets, and it's small. Like, it doesn't have that much powder in it. Like, the powder comes up to here. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of the bag is empty, all right? But this Turbo Force, all right, what I do is I drink half of it. I put half of it into some water concoction, drink up the water, drink half of it, and then I go running for who knows, like 5-6 miles. Just whatever. It's whatever. And I gotta say, I do experience a little bit of a boost. I'm already kind of high energy. I could already run the 5-6 miles without the Turbo Force. It really doesn't matter. But the thing is, it did kind of produce a little bit of a higher energy towards the end. Especially, I was just cooking and booking. Like, I didn't know how long I could even go. I don't know what's my maximum and stuff like that. I don't think I come anywhere close to it. Right? But the Turbo Force, it made me feel some sort of a way. Like I said, this is a small amount of powder. I drink half of it, right? And it does the job. Maybe after the exercise, if I want to just feel like really awake for the rest of the day, I'll drink the other half. And that'll be 1 packet. All right? It's a small packet, but that's how it works. And in situations in which I'm not exercising. A lot of people aren't exercising every day, but they might want an energy drink, say, when they're at work. Well, I've been trying that out to see what that's like. All right. And I've been drinking this energy drink like when I go to work, even if I haven't worked out or anything, I'll go to work and I take this small packet. I mean, it's so small. And I'll drink maybe a third of it. All right. And throughout my shift, oh man, is that enough? Oh man. It definitely is enough to the point is where I don't even desire more. Like, I have the rest of the packet. I could make another drink and drink it. I don't desire it at all. All right. If I'm just working, just doing that day-to-day thing, third of the pack is just fine. All right. So I want to share an experience with y'all that I had just the other day. It's kind of extreme. It's kind of extreme. You might have heard people like Alex Jones, like a lot of people saying, hey, you might have heard them saying, hey, it's kind of like crack cocaine. All right. And they say it with a very serious face on their face. They say, be careful. Don't drink a whole packet, especially if you're new. They say, don't you drink a whole packet of this. All right. Because it's basically like crack cocaine. It's like, this is all natural, it's all legal, but it makes you wonder. It does make you wonder how illegal it should be. I mean, it's like crack cocaine. This is what people said, right? So I'm not, like I said, I'm high energy. I don't desire these things. I never desired to smoke crack cocaine and stuff like that. It doesn't sound appealing to me, right? So the other day I go to work. All right. And accidentally, what I wound up doing, I was in a little bit of a rush. I wound up going to work unprepared. just unbelievably unprepared. Like, for example, I made my lunch, which I typically do, and I take it to work. It saves me some money. I eat like a king, like nobody's business. But I made my lunch and stuff, and I was kind of rushing. And I went to work, and I realized I forgot my lunch at the crib. All right, that's terrible. If you're out there doing that, I feel your pain. All right, I do that sometimes. I did it just the other night. And not only that, I left out the crib unprepared, right? With no money. I didn't even bring money or anything like that. So I'm at work, ain't no sort of money. It's just hardly stuff to eat. They have some stuff at the work and they give it to you and stuff. It's a little, I was extremely I was hungry, and that puts me in a sort of a way. I start thinking if I'm hungry and I'm at a work or something like that, I'm gonna want to eat, and I'm gonna be thinking about it. All right, and basically I get distracted. Right, so I need something to entertain me while I'm so distracted. I'm so hungry, and there's nothing I can do about it until the end of work. All right, so like I said, I have the feeling of wanting to be entertained. I don't know if some of y'all feel that out there. So I was like, well, what can I do? What is it that I could do? I didn't even bring a protein bar or nothing. I brought nothing except accidentally for this Turbo Force. Just so happened to be one of these here packets floating around in my bag that I had brought. A basically empty bag. It had nothing except for this little Turbo Force in it. I say, shoot, I got time to kill. I'm at work, all right? I want to stay very awake and stuff, and I don't have anything else to do. So I went ahead and I said, you know what, I'm going to bite that bullet. I'm going to bite that bullet. And I basically, here's the thing, I didn't even drink all of it. But I did drink like maybe over 3/4 of the packet, right? And I did it very quickly. I would say over the course of 30 minutes, probably. In the course of 30 minutes, I drank about 3/4 of what's in this packet. And I almost totally regretted it. Like, it is like crack cocaine. It'll make you feel some sort of a way. Here's the thing. In a good environment, that might be all right. But you're at work, here's what I'm going to say. Don't you do that. Don't you even think about doing that. You're going to feel like you. Here's the thing. I wanted to jump out of my skin. All right. I felt like I could do it. I wanted to just run out the door for miles and miles. All right. And the fact that I couldn't do it, that I was at work and I was just standing there, that was the bad part. It was extremely bad. It was like crack cocaine. It was nothing to play with, and it was not even the whole packet. All right. I don't play with this stuff. Like, dude, I got 5 boxes almost. I got about 4.5 boxes now. It's gonna last me months and months. I promise you. There's no way I'm gonna finish this before months and months from now. All right. That's how serious it is. If you were looking for something serious, and like I said, I'm kind of a stickler on flavor. Like, dude, all these energy drinks out here taste like slime, like neon slime to me. It's like, I just hate to live that sort of a lifestyle, to drink neon slime. And so this, if you're looking for something that doesn't taste bad, I gotta say it tastes pretty good. It does taste like tropical punch, and it has this sort of saltiness, if you will, these electrolytes. This is why Gatorade always did this. It's got this sort of saltiness, and you're gonna taste it at the very end. You're gonna taste this little saltiness, this tropical punch type flavor, little saltiness at the end, and it's gonna feel electric. It's gonna feel like electricity going into you. Immediately, you're gonna feel it, some sort of electricity in your mouth. You're gonna be like, what is this? What exactly is this? And it's gonna go down, and it's gonna pretty much, not in a bad way, but you're gonna start to feel a little bit electric. It's gonna be like crack cocaine. Don't you dare drink one of these, a whole one of these, unless you're about to run 5-6 miles with a flag, an American flag behind you, probably. All right, that's what I gotta let y'all know. Anyways, I'll holler at y'all about some more stuff, and more about this fitness stuff and what it is, why I'm testing out these sort of products and letting y'all know, and the whole program behind that or whatever. But the sun's coming out. I'll holler at y'all. This is Bella. All right, I'll holler at y'all. It's March the 10th, 2019.